What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of the Sick Podcast, Talking Titans. OTAs are rolling, and there's a lot of good things to see from some of the small clips we've seen. We're going to dive into all that and plenty more on this week's show, so let's rock and roll. Sammy, start us up.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Talking Titans.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward, quarterback, Miami.
The sickest Tennessee Titans podcast. Sick! It's gonna be sick.
We are back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Sick Podcast, Talking Titans, joined as always by my counterpart, Jarett. Jarett, how you doing today, my friend?
What's going on, buddy? How was vacation?
It was good. It was good. Caught up on some sleep, and was able to. Yeah, it's always good to catch out some Z's. Got a little tan, a little too much at a certain point. Had to put sunscreen on a little earlier than I hoped, but listen, I'm happy to be back in the States and happy to be back talking to you about the team we love so desperately. So let's jump into it. As I stated in the opener, OTAs are well underway, and the content creation is rolling for the Titans. Lots of clips. Would like to see a little bit more than what they've shown us to this point, but still getting a good look at some of the things that are going on. And I think you would agree, Cam Ward is looking the part right now.
Man, every single interview you see with this guy sounds confident. He sounds like he's getting ahead in the playbook, like he always says. You see the picture where he's leaning, looking out, I guess to the wide receiver, sticking his tongue out. And, it's ultra – he's just oozing with confidence, in my opinion. So another thing that I thought – I don't know if you've seen it. You probably did. But another thing, how they're trying to get him ready, kind of what Jaden Daniels did last year, is they got VR glasses on him with toggles where it's like a flinch where you throw the ball and you're seeing the defense, and you can speed things up, and you don't have to speed things up. So that progressed for Jaden Daniels a lot last year, and it obviously showed on the field with Washington, what they did. So if that's going to help Cam Ward, see the field and see NFL defenses, in the VR world, prior to training camp and prior to preseason games and prior to NFL games, that's a plus in my eyes. That the Titans brought that here this year for their rookie quarterback.
Yeah, these are new things that we have never done before, and obviously we've been clamoring for change, whether that be culture-wise or coach-wise or all of the above in some aspects. So to know that they're going through extra steps to try to get this kid acclimated to the league, I think it's a refreshing sight. So. Is it going to translate to Jaden Daniels 2.0 this year? Time will tell. Obviously, we would love to get to the AFC Championship game his rookie year, which is what Jaden did on the other side of the conference. But these are great things that we're seeing from the brass that are that they're trying to flip the script, and hopefully this team starts being taken a little bit more serious than they have to this point, because obviously we've been a laughing stock for almost half a decade now. So. Bring it on. AI, VR, whatever the hell you got to do. Let's get this kid ready to play ball week one, because we're going to have a great matchup that first week, and we're going to have to be hitting the ground running for sure.
No, seriously. Another thing, obviously, where you're seeing the OTA pictures and the videos, Cam Ward slinging the ball. Everyone's saying, we had this quarterback coach on. Everyone's going to say, oh, you guys are crazy. Him slinging the ball sidearm, making all the throws. We see it all over the place. We're getting all giddy and happy because it's kind of like Patrick Mahomes. I get it. I want to see it, preseason and the season. But for him throwing the ball, and he's throwing dots, dude. Calvin Ridley, he's throwing it to DK. Obviously has the connection with Restrepo there. He looks phenomenal. The most probably talked about undrafted free agents. The most talked about undrafted free agent, probably next to LeGarrette Blount, that the Titans brought in, undrafted. I think Restrepo exceeds that just because of the simple fact of it is Cam Ward's receiver, and he's definitely making the roster the way he's been playing. What's your thoughts on Restrepo?
Yeah, again, I think it all boils down to his 40 time, which is why he didn't get the call. But obviously they have history with each other. They have a lot of good history with each other. And, every time we hear him talk, they both talk each other up a whole hell of a lot. So
Uh,
I think we're going to find out how much pull Cam Ward has, and also it might be on merit, and we would assume that it's going to be on merit. But I think we'll find out pretty quickly if he does make the team and get some serious reps, whether it was his merit or Cam Ward that got him on the team. But I think you're 100% right. I think he's going to see the day one roster. How much input he's going to have early, time will tell. But it's good to see two guys that know each other really well, be able to go into the league together. It's got to bring some sort of comfort to the two of them, or at least to Cam Ward, most importantly. Knowing a guy like Xavier is going to be there with him, hopefully throughout the entire season, and I'm sure they'll feed off each other in multiple ways to keep each other even keel. So it's just a good situation all around. And if this kid actually is as good as he was in Miami, then it's going to be real fun. This kid's war.
You know the thing that got me too is it's just the culture. Just like Mario Cristobal said when Cam Ward got to Miami, he said he's just an absolute impact in the locker room. Creature of habit. The guys like to be around him. He's just that kind of guy. That just brings a team together. I thought it was interesting because there was 3 interviews with Restrepo, with Ellick, and with Gunnar Helm. They all asked, and even the coaches were even saying who are the first kind of people in the building, and it's Cam Ward, it's DK, it's Gunnar Helm, and it's Xavier Restrepo. So I mean, the future looks bright for these 4 guys, draft picks, especially on the offensive side of the ball. If they're the first guys in the building, because they're football guys, they want to be good, they want to be there, they want to win. They're showing all that for just to see that. I mean, we've seen that before, but a group of guys like that surrounding your quarterback and wanting to win and being around him, that's just, in my opinion, the Cam Ward effect. And we do have a clip from Colin Cowherd from the Herd talking about Cam Ward, how contagious he is, and how much of a difference maker he is in games. And that the Titans, if Will Levis was the quarterback, this year, he lost a lot of games last year for us. Cam Ward's not going to do that this year. He's going to actually win games where he's supposed to win and make those throws. So, Sammy, let's roll that clip from Colin.
People, and only 4, in my opinion, that will change outcomes. Number 1 is Cam Ward, Tennessee. They were so hard to watch offensively, where even games they outplayed teams, Tennessee was so bad at quarterback with Will Levis. They lost games where they out-physicaled, out-schemed, and outplayed teams. Cam Ward is accurate, moves, coachable. I mean, Miami's had some good quarterbacks. He broke all the Miami records. There's a history of this league when guys come in without a lot of stars and without a lot of pats on the back. Nobody's pandering to them. That's jet fuel. So I think Cam Ward changes outcomes. I think Tennessee's going to be a playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't typically agree with much of what that guy says, but he's not wrong there. It took a slap of reality to realize what we had with Will Levis, and guy missed a lot of fucking reads, man. Missed a lot of reads, made a lot of bad decisions, and you never felt comfortable with the ball in his hand. We had to come to grips with reality that he's just not going to be the one. And if this kid is half as good as he looked in college and the way he looks in the field, yeah, we're gonna win about 4 more games by default. And if he is an absolute stud and a total game changer, a needle mover, as I like to say, then yeah, this team is going to be a playoff team, because this division is very winnable. There's nobody that sticks out. And if the quarterback play meets up to par with Stroud and Lawrence and whoever the hell since he's going to have long term, yeah, hell yeah, this is a playoff team. And who knows? Then you lean on the fence. That's obviously a wild card, but hopefully optimistic. And boom, you're right back in the thick of things, like Washington.
Like, literally, when people are posting videos from last year where Will Levis was missing wide open receivers, and then we have guys on podcasts like us, like everybody else, I'm not going to mention names, but and people up and down Twitter, whether they were posting videos, they were making tweets saying that, oh my God, Brian Callahan, the worst offense in the world, yada yada yada, and then you're seeing these videos where wide receivers are running wide open and Will Levis is throwing to double and triple coverage. Was it Will Levis's fault or was it Brian Callahan's fault? Obviously, now we're seeing that it's Will Levis, and Cam Ward is going to make those throws now to wide open receivers and hopefully change outcomes of the games, just like Colin said. And like I said, I am not a Colin Cowherd kind of guy. He always dogs on the Titans. For him to say that, had to bring it to the show because it was high praise, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's something different that this franchise hasn't seen or felt going into training camp now that we have a number one overall pick caliber besides Mariota going into the season.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it a million times. We're going to find out real quick.
Actually, before you even go, I totally forgot. I was going to bring it up. Let's not forget the Titans defense was ranked number one damn near half of the season. I mean, yeah, we were on the field. We were on the field a lot and everything, and passing wise, teams were getting the ball at the third, the 40 and the 50, for turnovers. But still, I mean, we do have playmakers on this defense. So, I mean, we're not going to, be pushovers in the South or in the AFC, especially with Cam Ward, because this is a quarterback-driven league.
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty situationally bad, and we've been pretty situationally bad for about a decade now. But the defense was good. It was good. Did it get helped out dramatically by the amount of short fields it dealt with? Yeah, I mean, that's probably why they were on the higher end of the defensive yardage list, because a lot of times we would turn the ball over on our own end of the field. But they've honestly, the defense has always been good enough, I think, honestly, even over the bad years. It's just we've never been able to score consistently since the departure of A.J. Brown, to be quite honest. And that's been the biggest Achilles heel to this team, not being able to put points on the board consistently.
And stretch the field.
And stretch the field has been a problem probably since they've been in the state of Tennessee. So when you see a guy like Cam Ward that is supposed to be able to evade pressure, roll out of it, let it launch, it creates possibilities for a lot of things we're not used to seeing. And like I said before, Jared, I'm going to say it again. No matter what he looks like, I'm not gonna bite the forbidden apple until I see 7-8 weeks.
We gotta train each other. We have to train each other because we've been snake bitten before. We're gonna root hard, and hopefully, maybe this attitude going into this season changes for us because something needs to change.
Something needs to change, man, and it's a shame that even though I'm giving this coach the benefit of the doubt and I'm giving him a clean slate, it's still unfortunate. Like, the only thing that's making this from being what I feel like an incredibly exciting, perfect situation is because I'm not sold on this coach yet. So luckily there's talents at the position in this league that can outperform such poor coaching. And we got to hope that this kid is one of those guys. Because if he's not, then we could run into an issue. Like, I don't want to bring up ancient history, but we can't just forget that this guy openly said he came to this team because of the prospect of Will Levis and what he could bring. And now let's fast forward 12 months later, and it's as if that never happened. And now this was the main focus, a guy that he got to handpick, etc. So again, can this be a perfect match? And could it have all been Levis's fault? Sure. But you and I both know, Jarrett, on this exact show, there's been a plethora of times that we've questioned the play calling, no matter who's under center, by this new head coach. And, I hope that we get more aggressive, and I hope that we're able to, fit a game plan for this kid that's going to utilize his talents, and he has plenty on the ground and in the air.
Yeah, I think we're going to see that this year, just because it's a different. Listen, Brian Callahan didn't scout Will Levis. Obviously, intangibles and him throwing the ball a mile away, and the physical stature of the quarterback. He looks like a QB1. We always talk about here. Brian Callahan didn't interview him midway through the season. He knew kind of. This ain't it. That's why they went quarterback right away. If they really thought Will Levis had anything, Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter's the pick.
Of course.
You're not gonna change my mind on that. But let's flip.
It is still wild how everything flipped on that Bengal game, though. It still is wild because it was just deservingly so. But it went from we're not even thinking about that as a problem to we're drafting a quarterback first. So,
Yeah.
you know, and if I could go back in time, everything would go the same way because I've lost all faith. But it is crazy how things can change in this league on the snap of a finger. So, anyway, let's move on, Jared. I know we got something else.
No, yeah, you keep talking about decades and Titans, been awful, a couple years here and there. Sammy, let's throw up a graphic for most wins in the regular season since 2000. I was kind of shocked a little bit to say I thought we were going to be in that third tier, but 199 wins for the Titans. I think that makes 14th best in the NFL. We had some stretches. I know you saw the chart before the show. You're saying obviously the early 2000 years. We had great years. The 2000 and the 2008 year, and 2009, I think. And then recently we had that long stretch for about 4 or 5 years. So I mean, the Titans have been winning games. We've been in 2 AFC Championship games, a Super Bowl. So we just haven't closed. We haven't had that stone cold killer at quarterback since McNair. And I think and hope and pray, and I know you do too, hopefully we have that quarterback in Cam Ward. But what do you think with the 199 when you saw this list?
Yeah, I mean,
was it surprising to you that jumps out like Buffalo, New York? You see like the
I think
Raiders
the Steelers is the most surprising thing, them being 2, because as good as I know they've been, I don't remember them being as much of a winning team. I mean, they have 15 less than New England. So that was very surprising. But Tennessee being just under 200, yeah. I mean, again, we've had how many years? 9 and 7. That was almost a decade, it felt like, of being 9 and 7. And the McNair years were great. Majority of the Tannehill years were great. And yeah, you're gonna get that number. I mean, does it mean much?
No.
Not really, But it's good to know that this team overall is on the better side of the grass as far as winning percentage over the last 25 years. But it's time to turn those regular season wins into something more than,
absolutely.
2 AFC championship berths in 25 years or whatever it is, maybe 3.
This is just bragging rights, in my opinion, from my wife and all my friends and everybody saying, hey, the Titans are at 199 while you're Giants, but then they'll turn around and say, oh, we got the 2 Super Bowl wins.
Of course, as they should.
Yeah, I mean, they could say that too. But overall, they're talking wins and consistent teams and good teams. Don't say that the Titans are a shit team when clearly it's right in front of your face. The Titans are not a shit team in the NFL. We're a good franchise. We just got to turn things around a little bit.
Yeah, we need to stop winning games by just straight up defense. That's been the MO of this football team since they came to Tennessee. Every day, just win in the trenches. So we got to change that, and that's it. But let's move on. I know what do we got next? You want to do the pictures?
Yeah, you want to go first, or you want me to go first? Our newest segment of Guess the Former Titan. You want to throw mine up there first, Sammy?
Go ahead. Oh, that's Carl Klug.
Yes, sir. 21 and a half sacks for the Titans.
Yeah.
It was a situational pass rusher, man. Listen, that guy played through a lot of injuries, very reliable. I love this guy. I wanted to kind of go on the defensive side of the ball. Last week, 2 weeks ago, I had RJ and Chris on. I threw out Rusty Smith. And that was funny because while you were on vacation, you made a Rusty Smith tweet. And I was like, that was kind of funny, man. Watching the show, watching the Rusty Smith made the tweet. It was funny.
Yeah. Well, let's go here. I think this one was a little. I don't know. I think it's a name you know. I don't know if you're gonna get the face though.
Ooh, what number is that? 89 or 88?
89.
It's not Craig Stevens. That's the other guy. Was it Supernall or Super something? Philip Supernall or something?
That's correct.
That guy was another baller too.
Yeah, he was, man. Every now and then he had a big catch.
Yep. Big blocking tight end. He showed up another guy. That's 2 hard-nosed football players on both sides of the ball right there.
Absolutely. Carl Klug, man.
That was a good week right there.
Not a lot of bad things were said about him when he was on the field, but yeah, for sure. Couple of old school Titans there. What else? Anything we want to throw in before we close out, Jarett? I know that
we're wrapping up on OTAs this week. So next week we're gonna have a lot more to talk about as well. Yep. Try to get on another guest as well. Kayla, I know, left 104.5 The Zone. She's doing some freelance stuff, so she said she was always, happy to come on the show. She loves us, so we're always happy to have her as well.
Absolutely, absolutely, and like Jared said, as the offseason rolls on, we'll keep you up to date on all things Titans. I'm sure there'll be plenty of things to talk about. I know we actually just signed another running back that I believe spent some time with Philadelphia
and the Niners. Little camp body.
Yeah. I mean, my old man thinks he's going to make the team. I haven't looked into him very much, but I think they signed him to a 2-year deal. I'm assuming it's minimums, but we'll see. That's another room on this team that could always get more improvement because you never know what you're going to see out of just Spears and Pollard. So, yeah, we'll take all the help we can get on that aspect. And that's it. We'll have to, see what transpires over the next few days. Hopefully the Titans give us some more content, man. I mean, holy moly.
I feel like they're teasing it a little bit. They're getting ready for training camp.
Like we're getting 5 seconds a day or something.
I think they want the pads on, and they're going to start throwing out the content.
Show me more than a drill. Like I got to rely on the beat writers to be able to see more than just a fucking one sidearm throw.
I know they're teasing us, man.
They're teasing us, but they're probably they don't want to go down the same slippery slope they went down last year because I could go up on their receipts and pull up a ton of content of Levis just fucking slinging spirals. But no, we'll get it as it comes. But guys, that's going to do it for us today. Make sure to, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're able to be notified every time we have a new video that's up. We'll make sure we keep you up to date, as always, on all our socials about what's going to be going on in the future, who we're going to have on, and etc. So without further ado, guys, we're going to be sending it out today, and we will catch you all on the flip. As always, tighten up. Sammy, you can send us out.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Talking Titans on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.